Alright guys, welcome back to North Georgia RC. It's Ryan. We're going to continue this Vanquish build. This will be part 5 of the series. And here we're going to assemble the shocks. So I'm going to assemble one of them, and then the rest will just be on sped up so that this will be a quick short video. These are the Incision 80mm shocks that come with the kit. Luckily, this portion here that you have to have these little special snap ring pliers for is already completed in the kit. Sorry, the camera's backwards trying to get this new angle. So we don't have to fuss around with those. So it'll just be the little E-clamps and putting the shafts together. So let's go ahead and get this started. So it looks like we're going to start off with one of the shock shafts. Let's see if you can see that. And it looks like there's two little autofocus. This is the new camera, by the way. There's two spots right there that these little itty bitty clips go into, which I'm sure there's special pliers for them, but I don't have them, so I use needle nose. It's just this little itty bitty clip. So you want to be extra careful not to tear these up, because I doubt they gave us any extras. But you like to try to get this. Let's go ahead and turn this off. I like to try to get it set up on there. It's a real pain in the butt. Let me see if I can zoom this in. This new camera's pretty cool. Try to get this clip on here. If you got big fat fingers like me, it's a real pain in the butt. It's real irritating. It'll make you want to say bad words. If you can get it lined up just right, all it takes is just a little bit of pressure, and I like to make sure that it spins freely on there, so that it is seated all the way, not going to pop off, because those things right there, it's like building an AR-15. Them little springs, they'll just disappear. Alright, and then we've got the plunger thingy. Looks like it goes on this way, and then another one of these clips. These are a little bit easier once you get the first one on. Let's see. Snapped in just like that. And again, grab it, make sure it spins, it doesn't pop off. So that is the beginning of it. Let's see if I can get it to focus on that. Get the two small little clips on it. Come on, come on. There we go. Alright, and then this will go down into the belly of the shaft. I call it the belly of the shaft. I don't know why I called it that. It's not the belly or a shaft. It's the tube. So we'll slide this in. There we go. And then we've got the lower thingy. I'm drawing a blank today on what this is. Rod end. Zoom back out so you get a bigger picture. Yeah, they make special shock pliers, but I like to grab with the needle nose. Just kind of squeeze it extra hard. Very close to the threads, especially on these particular shocks, because there will be a cap at the bottom that won't let that go back through the oil seal and leak any fluid out. Get that snugged up. Try not to mar it up. Feels fine. I run my fingernail up and down the shaft there and it feels fine. That's gonna need some lube. Alright. So once you've got that assembled, then you've got the lower spring cup, which will sit over and lock down. If you see, this has got eyelet on it, and so does the lower spring cap. So those will line up, boom, 2 and 2. And then you will take the spring, set the spring down over top of it, pull down, hold it back, and then you will grab the adjustment collar, get it on. Don't cross thread it because it is plastic. Start to thread it. I like to thread it about 1/4 of the way down. Come on, about 1/4 of the way down. Let the spring sit on it, and you've got almost a fully assembled shock. And then next, you've got the shock cap, and you got these O-ring seals that will sit across the bottom right there. And then there's also a bleeder screw hole, which you've got these little baby, what are these? M2 by 4mm. And then you've got these real small M2 O-rings. They're kind of flat, they're not really O-rings, little flat washers. Get it on there like so. Come in here, screw it in to the top. I like to run it just until it starts giving me a little bit of tension. And then that's assembled. And then after that, we are going for shock oil. So the way I like to fill my shocks is, I'm gonna bring this light over here a little bit more, is I've got some 90 weight shock oil. I like the thick stuff because it makes sure that the springs are slow. I don't like a lot of fast rebound on the light shock oil. So I'll fill these up about halfway, and then give it a couple small pumps just to get any air bubbles out from underneath it. Fill it up some more. And you only want to fill it up probably 5mm below the threads, and then you'll push it all the way down, and it looks like we're doing pretty good there. Maybe need a hair more. Alright, just to the bottom thread, and you take your shock cap. Careful not to cross thread it because it is plastic going into aluminum. And give it a nice snug twist. I like to listen. Make sure you don't hear a bunch of air bouncing around in there. And that is one shock assembled minus the pillow balls. So then you've got some aluminum pillow balls, or possibly steel. You've got one that's got a fatter end to it and one that doesn't. According to these instructions, the lower will have the fatter end. And I used to have a piece of carbon fiber laying around. We'll see if we can get it popped down on this. You want to be somewhat careful, but you got to use some force. Push down. Do you hear it snap? Snaps into place. It's in there. And you do the same with the top. And that one snapped in. Good to go. So now, if you wanted to, this screw right here will help you bleed the air out of these if you needed to. But you just need to watch and make sure, depending on where you're compressed at, it might pull the spring down and give you a lot of extra preload, and you don't have that much travel. But I tend to, the way that I fill shocks, it tends to work pretty well. I haven't had any issues out of them. The last final is to grab the screw that comes with it and screw it through the cup, the coil spring cup at the bottom into the eyelet, and that will ensure that it doesn't let the spring pop off the bottom. It pretty much stays seated unless you're out there, you know, driving a rock crawler like a basher. So here's the first one assembled. I'm going to go ahead and assemble the rest. See, it sounds like it's got some air in it, but maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. Anyways, if you wanted to, you could also fill it up further, put the shock cap on, and then loosen this bleeder screw. It's real messy, but you can loosen the bleeder screw, push it down until all the extra goo comes out, tighten it down, and then you should have no air in your shocks, period. So follow along this, I don't know, listen to whatever music I'm going to decide to play from my YouTube studio, and watch me put together the rest of these, and we'll see how long this takes. Thanks, guys. Alright guys, so that's all 4 shocks put together. This one feels like it's got some air in it. It's just got to be adjusted a little bit, but it's about the only one that felt like it needs some adjustment. So that's how you put together all 4 shocks with everything that came with the kit. So thanks for watching part 5, and we'll see you here soon to start putting the entire rig together. Thanks.